Hi, Stefan Swartling here from Swartling Network. According to KGI Securities, will Apple also present the iPad Air 2 on the keynote next week? And that it will come in a gold version, finally. That could be kinda neat to have, a gold iPad Air 2. And the analyst also says that the iPad Air 2 will have significant upgrades with the A8 processor and hopefully 2 GB of RAM memory. And of course with Apple's successful Touch ID built into the iPad Air 2. But according to the analyst, the new iPad mini will not have so much upgrades. Probably only Touch ID and nothing else. And that's a bit strange really, but maybe that's because they will release an iPhone 6 5.5 inch that is kind of near the size of the iPad mini. Could be. And the New York Times confirms 2 new iPhones in 2 different sizes and 2 new iWatches in different sizes. And they also say that the iWatch will have a curved, flexible display and having a sapphire glass above it to protect it. And that the circuit board is as small and tiny as a postage stamp. That's kinda cool. And New York Times also say that the iWatch will have wireless charging. But if that's true, I am sure that Apple has think of something that is better and works better than the devices on the market today. I think the wireless charging they will use for the iWatch will be something completely different and make it a lot better and have a better user experience than today. And New York Times also say that Apple has made some kind of one-handed mode for the bigger 5.5 inch iPhone 6, so you can handle it with one hand and use it with one hand and so on. They have made some changes to the software interface to be able to do this. And that sounds a bit like what I've been talking about, that Apple is changing the operating system to use Guesstures instead of buttons and so on. So we will have a buttonless experience, buttonless operating system very soon. And I think that's cool. We already see more and more apps that uses Guesstures instead of buttons, so you don't have to reach to the top to go back, for example. You can just swipe left again to go back and so on. And I think that's awesome because that means that it doesn't matter how big the screen is, you can always use Guesstures. Exactly as you do on the iPad Air, for example. And this new one-handed mode should be able to be switched on or off when you need it, says New York Times. So that was some more rumors and news about the coming Apple event next week. It will be very exciting to see Apple's keynote. We will see a lot of cool stuff, a lot of new products and so on. It will be one of the biggest events Apple has ever held. I'm sure of that. I will link to these 2 sources I have been talking about down below in the description text. Go check them out and please like this video. Okay, bye!